Hello everyone, and welcome to another live stream event. Thank you for taking this opportunity to join us across the globe. Folks from all parts of the world are tuning in. I see Slovenia, Colorado, Italy, New York City, Germany, Michigan, and South Carolina, just to name a few. So nice to see you all. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal. I'm with Ascension One Collective, the foundation that supports the work of the channel. I'm here today to guide you into and out of the session. We've been offering these bi-weekly live stream events to deepen our practice at home. In last week's series, we explored faith and trust. This week, we're exploring growth and evolution. As always, we have some newcomers, so I'm going to share a little bit to give those folks context for the work. Raphael studied within various spiritual traditions over the last 18 years. 5 years ago, he had a strong spiritual experience that opened up this connection that today we refer to as the channel. This is a connection to both powerful energy and wisdom that during the sessions he will embody and bring through. Through this connection, energy will come through him and reach all of those who are tuning into the live stream. This energy will allow you to go deeper in your meditation, as well as receive information, which will often take the form of a spoken transmission, or in your own way, visions, messages, or an inner knowing. The process for Raphael to get into trance includes spontaneous movements of his body and hands, sometimes shaking of his body, fast breathing, and as the energy level rises, sometimes his eyes will roll back. It may not seem it, but this is all normal. His everyday consciousness is still available to him while he's channeling, and he can stop the embodiment at any time. The channel will bring through guides that will specifically introduce themselves with the name humanity has given them. You might recognize some of the names as angels or archangels, but they never refer to themselves as such. Once the energy is established, then an energetic alignment begins. People report having powerful experiences even over live stream, so it's really easy. During this time, sit back and focus on being in an open, meditative state. Just by being receptive, you've included yourself in this energy field, so there's nothing else that you need to do. During the session, you may also bring a loved one into your mind and heart to have them receive the benefits as well. You can set an intention. You can release any old wounds, thoughts, emotions that no longer serve you. People often share that things come up for them even in the absence of an intention. Flow with that also, and just accept all that arises. Once the energy alignment is complete, Raphael will embody another celestial being who usually allows for questions to be asked. This is typically who we call Emmanuel. If you'd like to ask a question, feel free to type it into the questions tab at the bottom of the screen in Crowdcast. The production team will then choose a few questions to ask the channel from this list. Keep in mind there are a few hundred people watching this right now. So center yourself before you ask the question and ask yourself, what's the best way to ask this question that would serve the most people? We've found that Emmanuel's answers are typically phrased in a way that serves the greater good, so if you're looking for a personal answer, the answer may not align with your expectation. The energy field pulls us into an interesting collective state, so you may find that if you have a question in your mind, you receive the answer in somebody else's question or silently inside yourself. We have a Crowdcast poll running on the Polls tab at the bottom of the screen. We'd like to know how this work impacts you. It's one question at the beginning, how are you doing before the session, and one after the session. With a simple scale from 1 to 5, it's very easy to answer. Please take a second and let us know how you are right now. For people who can offer a donation, it not only supports Raphael, but it supports the whole production team. Many of you donated to the last session and have already donated to this one. It's truly appreciated, and it really helps us keep this work accessible. We have links to the donation options in the chats. We invite you to listen with an open mind and an open heart. We recommend that you listen in a space where you can't be interrupted and you turn your phone off. We also recommend you stay tuned in through the entire session. You will know when we're moving from one part to the next. If you're in a deep meditative state at the end of the energy transmission, it's okay if you can't hang on to every word thereafter. The benefit of staying with us is what's most important, and the words can be replayed and read later. We are recording the audio and video, and will provide the video and transcript following the event on our website and social media pages. As the session ends, we will sit together in silence for a few minutes and give you all enough time to come back into this state of awareness. Enjoy your journey. I'll see you back here upon your return.
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I know that there's always a couple of people that join in the middle of the night. Thank you for your dedication, for your determination, for your devotion. This work has truly made a huge difference and impact in my life. And as we hear, it has made a huge impact in other people's lives. For me personally, I intend to do this work in whichever form it presents itself until the end of my life. There is something mystical, mysterious about it. There is something inexplicable, incomprehensible, and at the same time, very trusting and loving. It's like being held by an unknown, invisible energy, by a warmth, by an electric current, by a light. However you may experience it, it is there. Now I get a lot of questions on what happens to me in the beginning of the energetic build-up. And I'll speak to this a bit, especially for those that are new. The way I experience it is when I close my eyes and I proclaim my readiness. I feel almost a quick connection that is established that immediately lifts me up. It's almost like an electric current that moves through my system. And this electric current starts a process in my body of contractions, convulsions, coming from my lower belly. As you know, this is an important energy center. And the energy that comes from above is inducing a process in my system to build even more energy. And when the energy levels are ready, then they will embody. And you'll see the embodiment. For a brief moment, my body will collapse, and then it will come back. That is when the embodiment is happening. It seems that the energy levels inside of my system are necessary to do the transmission of the energy, the transmission of this connection to you. Now, it may not be necessary for the words to come or for the shared wisdom that comes through, but for the energy work, this is a necessary part. It is still, in some ways, slightly strange to see myself in this way. Yet I've gotten used to it over the years. And just accepting that this is the way I connect with this channel and with these incredible beings. It's a small price to pay. It is not as intense as it looks on camera. It is has come to be fairly normal. and not uncomfortable at all. And I know that some of you have also reported to have convulsions or movements of their arms or hands. So there is also an energy building on your end as you're receiving. And of course, that is not the goal, but it happens, and it's fairly normal when it happens. Relax into that, if that should be the case on your end. We're excited to go into this new topic today, growth and evolution, some of the most favorite topics and themes that the channel has been speaking about. And it's fascinating how much they have to share about these topics. It seems to be a very critical aspect of human existence, of human life, especially right now, in humanity's awakening, in humanity's expansion and evolution. A spiritual evolution that we are witness to, that we are part of, that you are part of. This is why we do this work, because we believe it is an important piece of our evolutionary step. Thank you for joining, and blessings on the journey. I will see you after the session. Greetings, I'm Raphael. You have come this far in your life, experiencing various forms of growth. You have experienced the growth in the physical human body, from birth through childhood, teenage years, and grown-up years. You have experienced the growth of your mind, learning, knowledge, experience, memories, the expansion of your creativity, your thought processes, the strategies, and the ego constructs of the mind. You have experienced growth of your heart, understanding your own connection to love within you, the connection of love to all those around you, a deep bond to the guardians and the parents of your growing process. Love in its conditional and unconditional forms. You have experienced how your emotional being grew over time, made space for even deeper explorations, nuanced understanding of love, nuanced understanding the full spectrum of emotions. You have experienced the growth of your energetic and spiritual construct. Deeper levels of presence, an energetic presence, a beauty about yourself that is beyond your physical, emotional, or mental representation. The energy that you represent. The essence of your being coming through you. This is the growth of various forms of your being, all combined. You are one individual experiencing growth on many different levels. A point in your existence will come, and for some has come, where an intrinsic guiding force will request a deeper inquiry into your life, into your existence, a deeper understanding of the meaning of your life, the purpose of your life, who you are beyond the person that you see, beyond the person that you feel, beyond the person that you think you are. This inquiry will lead to a growth that is entirely different than the other forms of growth that you have experienced in your lifetime. This is the growth, the intrinsic desire of evolution of your consciousness. Your consciousness evolves through the experiences that you find yourself in this lifetime, through the realizations that occur through each of these experiences. Each realization feeds your evolution, feeds your expansion. This journey is what we refer to as the self-realization journey of the individual. A significant and critical aspect of your evolution as an individual and as a collective. You are established in a way to experience this self-realization process naturally. Naturally, you grow and evolve. And at times, this growth can be inhibited by the ways the mind obstructs the most obvious next step, by the way the heart obstructs clear silence, by the way the body has not been taken care of in the right ways. These obstructions are natural as well. They are part of exploring the importance of inner alignment, as this alignment will allow for the self-realization process to unfold in a graceful and easier way. You will be guided to realizations that are required to be had. For this guidance to be truly present in your life, a certain level of quiet contemplation, of silence, of reflection is required, so that the experiences that you have had have the time and opportunity to truly bear fruit. Each step of your evolution, therefore, is intrinsically tied to your realizations. Allow yourself to have this priority in life. Allow yourself to see, to witness and observe in all the ways you have been defined, in all the ways that you are able to expand this definition, in all the ways that you are an ever-growing, ever-expanding being in human form. Allow this evolution of your being to take place, the evolution of your consciousness, the expansion of your consciousness, a deeper understanding, a deeper experience, a deeper presence in human form. You are able to grow until the very end. You are able to change, expand, and transform until the very end. You are able to self-realize until the very end. No moment is ever lost. Every moment carries the potential and the opportunity for an important realization to occur, to fuel your evolution, to fuel your growth process. This is the gift that we provide to you, a support in your evolution, a support in your growth. As an individualized soul in a collective consciousness within a temporary human experience. Receive this gift with an open heart, an open mind, an open, energetic presence. Allow this gift to fully be integrated and supportive of your process, of your life, of the lives of those around you, and all the lives that will be touched by you and your evolution. Thank you for receiving this work. Thank you for receiving this work. My work is complete. Greetings, my name is Emmanuel. As you have witnessed, your life is about to change. It has been continuously changing since the beginning. And yet, here you are, at an extensive and powerful transformational moment in your existence as a collective. Human consciousness, and you as a representative of this human form, will undergo significant changes, significant transformation. Probably the most significant evolutionary step in human consciousness, in human existence. In this transformational stage, your individual evolution is the key to the evolution of the collective. Your growth process, your evolution process, your self-realization and your ascension process becomes an important element of life at this stage of humanity's existence. As you have started to see the significant changes arise, environmental changes, cosmological changes, changes in societal awareness, changes within your own awareness, changes in the collective perspective. You will start to understand that this transformational process within you is a key element to embracing the changes to arise, to receiving the changes with grace, to allowing change to become a natural aspect of your growth, a natural aspect of your evolution. How you walk through these transformational steps becomes your choosing. Every step of the way, challenges can induce pain, suffering. Changes can induce resistance, defensiveness, mistrust, despair. When you start to experience these emotions, these states of your mind that I have mentioned, take your time for reflection, for understanding the inner workings of your being. What is arising within me? What is the driving force of my discomfort? Is it truly the circumstances? Or is it a deeper truth? What are the fears that arise? What are the doubts and the worries that arise? Can you allow yourself to see the truth of your own being? Can you learn from these moments of challenge? Can you grow from the challenges that you face? Can you evolve from the challenges that you experience? All evolution and growth is initiated through an impulse of the outside, an impulse that brings forth aspects of your being that keep you in this current state, the state that becomes the status quo of your moment. The impulses from outside, therefore, challenge the status quo of your being. Some of these impulses will be regarded as grand challenges. Some of the impulses will bring forth slight discomfort. Some challenges will be easier to accept than others. Yet all challenges will be fuel for growth. All challenges are established in a way for you to embrace your evolution, to embrace the evolution of humanity. As you witness and observe the circumstances, the challenges and the transformations within you, you start to become present. You start to become receiving, transforming, and self-realizing in every moment. You allow change to be your friend. You allow the current moment to fully unfold and the next moments to be undefined. You allow life to accelerate in ways that humanity has not experienced before. You allow the status quo to be challenged, to be restructured, to be re-established, and to evolve. This is the moment of your evolution as an individual, as a family, as a community, as a nation, as a collective of human consciousness. This is your moment. Thank you for listening to my words. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Karis asks, "Greetings, Emmanuel. When facing loved ones who seem closed to or even opposed to exploring their spiritual nature, do you have any guidance on how to encourage their growth and evolution? Thank you."
Every individual faces the challenges of transformation in a different way. Every individual must overcome their own barriers of their mind, of their heart, of their body, and of their energetic spiritual construct. Every individual is on unique journeys. No specific, particular way will meet every individual. Every individual's requests and needs at every given moment. First, display compassion, kindness, and love for those that are in their status quo. For those that experience life the way they do experience life, become present with them, feel their feelings, see through their eyes. Allow yourself to immerse your being in their moment. Become truly present with them. Allow them to be the way they are, with no necessity to change, to direct, to guide, to fix any aspect of their being. Second, allow yourself to drop into a deeper level of presence, a presence of the very moment that forgoes the existence of the past and the existence of the future, a deep level of presence that forgoes even your own personality, your own ego construct. Deeply seeing, observing, and witnessing the individual in front of you as the perfection that they are, with all the imperfections that they carry, with all the aspects that they have learned and all the aspects that have yet to learn. This level of presence will inadvertently start to impact the individual in front of you. They might feel a level of comfort and love they have not felt before. They might feel a level of discomfort that they have not felt before. In this inner conflict between the comfort and the discomfort of your presence, a seed will be planted, a spark, an opening will be established. As you continue to develop this presence with as many individuals around you as possible, you will start to see the shifts and the changes that they are willing to bring into their lives, the changes that they're willing to embrace and accept. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Sim asks, I have been feeling a constant buzzing in my body for the last couple of weeks. What could this be? Do we have excessive energy coming into the universe at present? Could this be the cause of the buzzing I feel? Thank you.
The increased levels of frequency and energy on this plane will bring forth noticeable and visceral experiences in the human body. The energetic bodies of your being will start to increase in charge and frequency, which in return will be visceral for most of those that are sensitive. The physical body will experience this increase of energy as fuel, and for some as a discomfort. Most individuals' human form is not adjusted to high levels of energy that is moving through this plane currently. Most individuals must start in practices to expand their energetic bodies and to clear the energetic lines of their bodies and to increase the capacity of energy that can be held within their bodies. This will reduce the discomfort as the energy levels rise. Additionally, the energy that is now available will become fuel for internal transformation. It will become fuel for a stronger physical presence, for a stronger emotional and mental presence, for a deeper alignment, and ultimately a better well-being. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Stefan asks, are there entities or energies from outside our plane of existence seeking to inhibit or deter our individual species growth and evolution? If so, why? And are we advised to avoid them?
In all of existence, light and dark, forces of creation and forces of destruction will be part of the evolutionary process of a species. In this case, humanity's experience has been impacted by forces of material and of non-material kind. Other forms of consciousness have influenced humanity in creative ways as well as in destructive ways. Interactions of this kind are limited, yet possible. interactions of this kind will force change, will be an impulse for growth. Some interactions of highly potent forces will be inhibited. Other interactions of similar levels of consciousness will be allowed. The interactions with material and of non-material consciousness is an important interplay in humanity's evolution. Every evolving species requires the impulse from outside. As you have witnessed in nature, evolution continuously requires the environment to provide certain impulses to allow for change, to allow for transformation, and to allow for growth to happen. One can perceive outside influence as a negative force in challenging the status quo. One can perceive outside influence as fuel for evolution. In the right balance, it will serve you. In the right frame of mind, it will be beneficial. Even destructive forces can be a beneficial aspect of growth and of evolution. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Catherine asks, in some meditations, you suggest a specific body position, such as sitting or laying down with palms facing up. From your perspective, what determines the best body position for a particular meditation, or how does the body position elevate the benefits of a meditation? Thank you.
Meditations that require the sitting position are important to initiate a certain state of the mind while the body is awake and present. These states that can be reached during a sitting position are different in their nature than the states that can be reached when the body is in resting position. The resting meditations are indeed deeper states that your consciousness can reach and achieve. In these deeper states of consciousness, the human form can be adjusted in ways that cannot be established during the seated position. It is merely an automated concept of your physical form that induces a certain altered states of your mind. This is the reasoning for the various different positions that we have suggested for various different reasons of the work of adjustments. Your consciousness is intrinsically integrated into your physical form. The mind, the heart operate on the readiness of the body to receive. The body will provide the right context for the consciousness to change its state. This way, you can establish deeper relaxation states by lying and allowing your consciousness to expand in ways it will not be expanding while sitting. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. JP asks, how do you know if someone negatively affects your energy and you should just move on?
There is no direct answer to your question. Both ways are possible and acceptable. In the way that you accept the challenge, in the way that you allow yourself to receive the challenge, the impact of another individual, to allow you to grow and to allow the opportunity of this challenge to impact you in your evolution. In another pathway, you choose. You choose to omit this experience with this relationship in this form and in this moment. You prioritize a different form of experience. If the nature of this experience with this individual is a deep and intrinsic learning that is required to be had, the experience will return in similar form with another individual and relationship at a later time, and you will be faced with a similar learning that is required to be had. And once again, it will be your choice to take on the challenge to transform internally or to omit, and most likely return to the same experience at a future time. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. CM asks, during an energetic alignment, is it possible that you might bring up a virus your body was holding on to?
In these energetic alignments, the frequency of your being is raised. All elements, all beings, all energetic forces that do not belong into the most aligned version of yourself will be brought to surface. The alignment and the energy that you will be connected to will allow for these aspects that are on the surface to be removed, one step at a time. The removal might take several days or several weeks to complete. Yet, all parts of your being are now aware of the presence of a foreign energy, the presence of a misalignment, the presence of an unprocessed emotion, of an unprocessed thought. And the mind, the heart as well as the body will start to activate their natural processes to complete the full alignment of your being, the full recovery of your being. The intelligence that is integrated in your being is beyond most individuals' experience and comprehension. This intelligence is activated in these alignment sessions that we provide. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Brendan asks, since COVID began, I haven't been able to fall asleep or stay asleep. My nervous and energy system are escalated, and even though I'm meditating, exercising, and clearing energy after work, my heart is escalated. How can I slow down my system?
Explore in your meditations the fears that are arising through the circumstances that are at hand. Your sensitivity allows you to experience and feel the collective's emotions. Allow yourself to feel what is present. Allow yourself to experience the despair, the sadness, the fears and the worries, the sorrow and the grief. Feel for a moment what the collective is feeling. Allow your system to move these feelings through you. Do not resist and do not hold on to these feelings. You will see that as you allow these emotions to move through, they will no longer be stagnant, persistent in your own system. The functions of the emotional and the energetic body is to allow emotions and energy to move through the way water flows through a river. Imagine the emotions of yourself that is arising, the emotions of the collective that is arising, to be the water that moves through you, being the riverbed. This is the practice I recommend to you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Shen Shen asks, I have been going on hikes and certain locations catch my attention. How can I tell if a place is sacred or energetically significant? Do you have any advice on what offerings I could make or actions I can take to honor these places?
Your energetic sensitivity is increasing. This energetic sensitivity will immediately bring to attention the places that you consider to be highly charged and highly energetic. These places have served of high importance in humanity's evolution and in humanity's growth, therefore considered sacred. At these high-intensity places, first, place yourself in the most charged spot. Allow yourself to become fully present. Quiet your mind, your heart, and your body. Feel the potency the consistency and the vibrancy of this particular energy field. Allow the intelligence of your energetic body to receive the energy accordingly. In the right way, your body will integrate the benefits of this particular place. These places that are considered to be sacred require no particular action on your end. Your gratitude, your offerings are for yourself. It is your honoring of yourself in interaction with the gifts that are provided to you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Tyler asks, in the past, you have stated that the ascension process of humanity has started. Approximately, how long will this process last? Will it complete in our lifetimes,